Okay, imagine a project so big, so ambitious, it sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, building brand new high-tech cities completely from scratch. Well, in 2025, America actually made that happen. So let's dive into how they pulled it off and what it really means for all of us. Seriously, just think about that for a second. No ancient infrastructure, no tangled power lines, no impossible traffic. Just a totally blank canvas to design the perfect place to live and work. What would you build? Because 2025 was the year all the talk stopped and the real work began. This wasn't about patching up old problems. This was a national mission to invent an entirely new kind of city for the modern world. But you gotta ask, why? Why take such a huge, drastic step? What was so broken about our existing cities that the best solution was to just start over somewhere new? Well, it really boils down to this stark contrast. On one side, you had our old cities, which were just bursting at the seams, overcrowded, incredibly expensive, and running on infrastructure that was decades out of date. And on the other side, the promise of something new. Cities designed from the get-go to be spacious, affordable, and just hubs of innovation. So this whole massive project was really driven by three key things. First, taking the pressure off our existing big cities. Second, tackling the affordable housing crisis head-on by baking it into the city's DNA. And third, and this is a huge one, creating real-world laboratories where tech companies could test out their wildest ideas, from self-driving cars to citywide AI. And look, this wasn't some top-down government mandate, and it wasn't just a corporate land grab either. It was a pretty unique partnership, blending public goals with the speed and funding of the private sector. That collaboration is what really kicked off the whole new city era. All right, now for the really fun part. Let's take a quick tour of the three big experimental cities they built. Each one is totally different, designed to tackle a whole unique set of problems. So we're kicking things off in one of the toughest environments you can imagine, the Nevada desert. The idea here was, hey, if you can make a city work here, you can probably make one work just about anywhere. In this city, technology isn't just a nice to have, it's the key to survival. The entire city is 100% solar powered. And get this, you won't see a single person behind the wheel of a car. A shared fleet of self-driving vehicles handles everything. And the brains of the operation? A central AI that manages all the city's resources, from traffic to power, with incredible efficiency. Okay, so from the dry, dusty desert, we're jumping over to the green plains of Kansas for a completely different kind of city. This one is all about sustainable, eco-friendly living. Forget skyscrapers. The skyline here is dominated by these huge vertical farms. I mean, this place is basically a self-sustaining eco-paradise, growing all of its own food with AI farming robots. And all that clean energy? It comes from the giant wind turbines harnessing the power of the plains. And for our last stop, we're heading down to Texas, where the focus is totally different. It's not about surviving the elements or living green, it's about pure, unfiltered innovation. A city built by tech, for tech. This entire city is basically a living laboratory. Delivery drones are everywhere, robots are being tested right on the streets. Every single home is a smart home, totally integrated with voice controls. It's no surprise this unique environment sparked a massive tech migration back in 2025, creating a brand new center of gravity for the industry. Okay, so we've seen these incredible cities, but a city isn't just buildings and tech, right? It's about the people. So who are these pioneers, the ones who actually chose to live in these futuristic experiments? And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because you can build the most advanced city in the world, but it's empty until people actually decide to call it home. So who took the plunge? So the folks who moved here, they were this real unique mix of engineers, startup founders, students, remote workers, you name it. But the one thing they all had in common was this ambition, this drive to live right on the cutting edge. They were basically signing up to beta test the future. And the result of all this? Well, these cities didn't just stay American experiments for long. They quickly became global magnets, pulling in the best and brightest from all over the world, all of them wanting a piece of the action. So let's zoom out. What's the bigger picture here? What's the real long-term impact of these three incredible experiments on the whole country? Well, what it did was create this amazing pipeline for innovation. You start with these citywide experiments, which lets you test things incredibly fast. That rapid cycle gives birth to totally new industries. And all of that, in turn, helps build a whole new economic future. And we're not just talking about abstract ideas. The outcomes were totally real, totally measurable. Tons of new jobs and businesses popped up in fields that barely even existed a few years before. And on the world stage, this whole project put America right back in the driver's seat as the leader in what cities of the future could be. You know, when you look back, this quote just nails it. This wasn't just about building new houses and roads. It was about completely reinventing the very idea of what a city is. And really, that's what this whole thing is about at the end of the day. It's a powerful reminder that real progress happens when you're brave enough to turn wild ideas into reality, even if it means starting from scratch. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. These 3 cities were just the beginning, the proof of concept. Now that we know it can be done, the possibilities are just endless. So, where do we go next? What big problem should the next new city be built to solve?